Hello friends, today I'm going to show you a video on EFS, Elastic File System. So it's a file system that is only for Linux based or POSIX based operations or Unix based operations. So you can seamlessly work on Linux based machines or systems. Users can continue to work and they don't have to worry about managing the file system. The file system is self-expandable, like inflatable or deflatable, like it grows from megabytes to gigabytes, petabytes or exabytes, and comes down from the exabyte, petabytes, gigabytes to megabytes, depending on how you use it. So you don't have to worry about the storage. You just start using it and it will automatically expand and contract. Now it is very similar to what your other file systems or services are, like EPS or S3 on Amazon, and it is I will say will be or can be having a life cycle policy like other file systems have. Now talking more about it, I'll start sharing you the information, but yes, if you want you can click on, let me say, I'll just open EC2, and in EC2 I'll just show you EFS. So, sorry, that's the wrong place I put it. Yeah, let me just log into the system first. Okay. What is my MFA code? AUT. Okay, yeah. So this is my file system code. Now I go back to EFS. Now here is your file system. This is a fully managed service, and you can have more information about it. You can learn on documentation by clicking here. It has file system access points, lifecycle management, standard storage, infrequent access, one zone storage or one zone infrequent access, etc., provision, throughput, and pricing calculator. And you can watch this video that it is a fully scalable, elastic, cloud native file system only for Linux based machines. Now going back here, so I'm back into my system. I have a VPC. I have a security group that is created, and the security group has got inbound rules of SSH, which is port number 80 for internet, and port number 22. But I want to use only port number 22, so I'm going to use it. Now let's start creating the file system. So here, let me click on to EC2, and I'm going to create a file system. I'm going to launch 2 instances. I'll create them in different zones. So I'll call it as EC2 underscore A. It is of Linux, so it's AWS. I'm using free tier eligible. I'm going to use this key pair, and I'm going to select the existing security group, which I had the default one. I need a public IP address because I need to connect the machines onto internet, and that's all. And I launch this machine. Now if I go back to the instance, it is coming up, and this instance is getting launched in the it's getting launched in, I'm just looking for bytes of the IP address 192.1.107. So I was looking like which zone it is launched on, but that's okay. Fine. Why I'm looking there? Here it is, US East 1A. So here it is. Sorry guys, got that around. So I'll launch another instance now, and this time I'm going to launch in another zone, and I'll call it as EC2_B. It will be same T2 micro free, and I'm going to select link key same, and existing security groups, I'm going to use the same security group, and I'm going to launch it in, instead of 1A, I'm going to launch it in another public subnet, enable public IP, and launch the instance. So my two instances are getting launched. So I'll wait for them to get ready now, and once they are ready, I'll start updating the file system. So let me refresh it. So both machines are ready and both of them have a public IP address. I'll open my terminal window. One of the ways to connect it, and I hope this is, you can all can see it very clearly now. So here it is, cd desktop ls-l and my lin star. So if you see, my lin key is basically having only read permissions, so make sure that your file only has read permissions. So chmod change mode 400 and the key file name. So I will start connecting this file, one of the systems. So I will use two windows here, and the two windows that I'll be using is Command T. So I've got two windows here. So I'll say sudo ssh ec2-user, and the IP address is 54.160.135.40. Sorry, 54.160.135.40 -i and linkey.pim. Yes, and I'm connected to one of the machines. Okay, so I can see that the IP address is coming. Now I'm going to connect the other machine. Again, I use the same command, sudo ssh ec2-user @44.200.32.142-i, and the name of the file, which is linkey.pim. Super user password, and yes, and I'm connected to two machines. So one of them is having an IP address of 192.168.107, another one is having an IP address of 192.168.3.36. So I'll just run the update command, sudo yum update -y. Okay, I've got nothing to do, so I'm sure both the machines are up to date. Now let's go back here. I'm going to refresh it. So the machines are running, they are ready to be used, and this is one of the IP addresses, and the second machine is having other IP address. Okay, let's jump to EFS. I'm going to create a file system. I'll give it a name as my, oh, before I create a file system, I also need to modify the security group. Now, if I go here, this is my security groups. Now, how do we want these machines to operate as? I'll call it as my SG for EFS, and I'll copy and paste this. Same VPC, I have got only one VPC. Now inbound rule. Now I want the traffic that is coming, that should come from anywhere, that should come from SSH, let's see, on port number 22, that can come, and it should be only from the systems. Just an example, I'm just using it. So it should be only on the system. So the machines that I have, 2 machines are in this security group. So I should only contact those machines and nowhere else. So I click on this, and here I'm going to communicate on NFS port, which is network file system. So EFS works on network file system, which is on port number 2049. And the traffic is going to come only from the EC2 instances that are connected to this security group, and I just say create security group. So remember, I have created a security group which is only EC2 underscore EFS. So it's only connected to these 2 file systems. So all traffic coming from any of the EC2 instances will only be taken into consideration by the network file system, nowhere else. So no public traffic, only instances can connect itself to this. So I'll call it as my EFS, and I'm going to customize it. I want no backup, as it's going to cost, no encryption of data at rest, but I'm going to delete it anyway after that video. But if you want, you should. Any settings? No. Any tags? I've already given name tag, which is my EFS. I click on next. Now it is showing where is the traffic coming from. So IP addresses, it is coming from, let's say, anywhere, and it is not coming from here. It is coming from only my security group. So all traffic that is coming from anywhere, and it is only coming from this security group. So I'm going to delete this default one, delete the default one. So it is in any of the zones, any traffic that is coming from the security group of EFS. Click next, and it is created. So usually the file system does not take much of the time to create. It gets ready and it is available very quickly. See, it's available now. If I click on my EFS, your file system is available. Now I just need to attach it to my EC2 instances. Here are my EC2 instances. Now I will go here and I'll say sudo yum install Amazon -EFS -util. So I need to install this utility -y. So EFS utility needs to be installed, and then I create a folder. I call it as sudo mkdir, some folder which is going to be a common folder between the 2 machines, share EC2. Let's call it this machine. And I should say ls-l. If you see, there is a folder, and I just change the permission so that I can read write on it. So sudo chmod 777 share underscore EC2. I have got all the permissions now, which are read write execute. Now I go to the other machine. I repeat the same process. Sudo yum install Amazon -EFS -utils -y. So it is installed. Sudo, if you need to create the folder with the same name, sudo mkdir share under ec2, and again I say here sudo chmod, so I give all permissions underscore ec2 ls-l. So this is my machine. So here also I've got share underscore ec2, and here also I've got share under ec2. I need to just connect these two machines. I click on attach. So there are two ways of attaching it. You can either mount through DNS or you can mount it through IP. I'll use this. You can use any of them, both will connect. Copy it and paste it here, and instead of EFS type share underscore ec2. If you do not get any error, you are connected. See, you are connected. Similarly, you run the same command here. And you are connected. cd share underscore ec2, and I say touch file1, sudo touch file1, it is created, ls-l, there's a file there. I say sudo vim file2, and I call it I. This is file2 for EFS. Escape :wq. So files are created. Now one of them is 0 byte because it was created by touch command, and second one is 24 bytes because I have typed something into it. So if I go here and if I go to cd share underscore ec2 ls-l, see, we have got these two files here also. If I say sudo vim file3 I, this is I can say this is a new file, again different content, escape :wq, and if I say ls-l, see, the file is here, and if I go here and I run the same command again, the file is here. Now for example, if I say cat file2, this is file2 for EFS, so this is the command. So if I want to modify this file, I can still do it here. Now to do this I will just write echo adding a new line in file2, and it is file2. I think I need to use sudo command in the beginning, otherwise it will not write because I have not gone to super user mode. Sudo echo okay, sudo chmod 777 file2. Okay, it is added. Clear. Now if I do ls-l, now you see file2 is having all those read, write, execute permissions I just gave, and if I say cat file2, adding a new line in file2, so it's done. So similarly, if I go here and if I clear the screen and I say ls-l, you will see a similar file system, and if I say cat file2, you will see the same content. So this is how you create your EFS file system, and EFS file system You can simultaneously work on common file, same file, add data, delete data, and then thousands and thousands of users can join, and it is between two users, 1,000 users, or 10,000 users, they can work on the common file system. Very powerful feature of Amazon EFS, Elastic File System. Thanks for watching, and if you have any comments, please leave your feedback.